Morning, can you hear us okay? I'll turn your volume up.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, we're live now.
Morning, Caitlin.
Good morning.
All right. We almost had it. Good morning, everyone. Marcus Pryor, acting chair for Alan Alexander, who I believe is online. Let's just get into this before the fire alarm starts. I'll start the roll call. Everyone just signify by present. Obviously present is Alan Alexander. Alan's online. You see, I can't hear him or see him.
Okay, Alan is not part of making a quorum today, as he is not actively participating in the meeting, he is observing.
I'm glad you're online, Madeline, thank you. Diana is not here. Alan Michaels. Here. Myself, Dan Scaring. Here. Susan Pinto.
Here.
Caitlin O'Brien.
Here.
Patrick Curran. And what's our form number?
Four.
And we have one. Great. Okay. Next is the minutes. Has everyone had the opportunity to review the minutes from the June 25th meeting? If so, I'll entertain a motion to approve. So moved. Is there a second? Jim, was that you? Second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Abstentions? Great, thank you, everyone. Next is the CFO report. Turn that over to Amy.
Good morning, everyone. In your packets are the financials year-to-date, August 31st. I'd just like to mention, the corporation is in good financial standing. We have over $9.4 million in the bank, 7.5 of that we have invested in treasury bills at a rate of roughly 4%, which has earned us over $200,000 in interest this year. Moving on to the balance sheet, loans receivable are a little over $11 million. All the loans are paid to date. We have accrued investment interest of $25,000 and liabilities due to the Alliance of $341,000. That is both for the regular expenses and the shovel-ready expenses. Moving on to budget versus actuals. Year-to-date, our total operating revenues are roughly $480,000 compared to a budgeted amount of $234,000. That is attributed to the $200,000 in investment interest. Total operating expenses are $495,000 versus budgeted amount of $474,000. So year-to-date August, our loss is $16,000 versus a budgeted loss of roughly $240,000. Any questions on the financials? No? Okay, so I'll move on to the voucher. This is the second quarter voucher for expenses paid by the Alliance due from ACBDC. Yeah. So for Q2, the expenses for the voucher are $151,000. This is comprised of salaries and fringe benefits, professional fees, which include legal, audit, and other business expenses, including insurance, rent, office supplies, and other. The second voucher in your packet is for the shovel-ready site expenses. So for Q2, we have roughly $6,040 for this voucher, and a majority of that is for legal fees. Any questions on vouchers? Alan, do we get a motion to accept both of those?
Is there a motion to approve the vouchers? I'll entertain a motion to approve vouchers.
I move it.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second. Scaring, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And no abstentions? Okay. Got your approval.
I do want to mention also that next meeting, I will have the 2026 budget to present, as that is due to the ABO by October 31st. And lastly is the 2024 990. The 990 was prepared by our auditors Bonadeo, and it's the annual information return filed with the IRS. The 990 provides financial information, governance details, and program accomplishments. It's a snapshot of the mission, revenues, and expenses and net assets. And all of the information is essentially taken from our 2024 audited financials. I did present this to Marcus prior to the meeting, and we are both okay with the 990. So if there are any questions.
That doesn't require approval. So this would, correct? It does.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've reviewed this. It's a full and complete return, and I move approval.
Great. So second. Second. Karen again. Thank you. Second. There's no discussion. Bring to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Great. Thank you. Do you have anything else?
That's it for me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next on the agenda is applications for consideration. Kevin?
Thank you. First application is to Kedemir Inc., or the real estate holding company to be formed, which would be Kedemir Holdings LLC. They're requesting $1 million, 5-year term, 15-year amortization, rate of 4%. This project is going to be the first of its kind semiconductor consortium, supply chain consortium here in Albany County. Kevin and I, and with the help of Clayton Besh, have been working with this team. Barry Arkels is the real deal. Everything you learn about him, the companies that he's formed have over $1 billion in revenue to date. He's got over, I think, 300 patents, 150 published articles. He is a member of the Academy of Engineers. Just one of the most solid guys. And we competed with Pennsylvania for this opportunity. And what he focuses on is the industrial semiconductor materials applications. He's been working in this carbon to silicone and carbon to other material adhesives and connections and chemicals and how they work differently. So they're looking at, he personally is looking at investing up to about $33 million over the next 5 years in this consortium. He bought a building that has other tenants in it that will stay and be part of the consortium, companies like Siemens, Emerson, and others. This is part of the strategy. And when we talk about, being more focused as an organization, semiconductor supply chain, that's what we're going to get here in Albany County. We don't have the land or the power for a full out chip fab, but we do have great space and we have the talent locally for this type of company. So the request today is, and we're going to take, so collateral is we get a first mortgage on the building because Dr. Arkels has relationships with his investment firm that provided him the cash to buy the building straight. We're going to take a first mortgage lien on the property as collateral, and we will take a subordinate lien on all business assets of Kedemir. And the reason for the subordination is because he's going to be buying, swapping, trading, selling a lot of capital equipment, and to have to come back to the board every single time he buys or sells a piece of equipment it could be a very heavy lift. We have first mortgage. John Hartzell will close the loan and make sure we have that. So really, really exciting opportunity for Albany County. Does anybody have any specific questions?
Tim, you want to just touch on job creation?
Yes, so currently there's 110 jobs at that site in the 4 existing companies that are there. He's working with some German companies to bring some people over, but he estimates just Kedemir and the companies that are there will retain the 110 jobs and add up to 130 jobs over the next, 120 jobs, sorry, over the next 5 years. And he's very confident in those numbers. And we've also worked on IDA packaging, and we're working on a stage grant for him, and those will have recapture language in them if he doesn't meet the job numbers.
Great. Any questions? So we'll continue and then come back for any the executive session.
Yes, so if there's any questions that people want to ask, we can go into executive session on any personal, any financial information. Otherwise, I think we would vote on the resolution if they don't want to go into it.
For the fire alarms.
Well, there's no question, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution as presented.
I move.
A second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions?
Thank you. So the second one is a company by the name of Shelter Enterprise, Inc. They're at the very, very tip of Cohoes, overlooking the river, overlooking Waterford. Again, another competitive opportunity here. They have been looking throughout the capital region for a second location, as they have a few product lines that are growing quickly. And they've also been recruited by from states out of the region based on geopolitical comments and all that other stuff. But I want to be very clear. They make styrofoam. That's what they make. They don't make coffee cups. They don't make the clamshells. What they make is products used in construction and construction and industrial applications. This is one of the products that they're going to bring into the new location. This goes between the top of a foundation and the sill plate for housing. And it keeps all that cold air from blowing in throughout different seasons, keeps bugs out. This is one of the products they're going to be moving. Another product they make is this here. That is for radiant flooring. That goes into industrial applications like walkways, stadium seating, and large industrial complexes where it's very expensive to heat. What you would do is you would drop a pad down, you would drop this on top of it, you would run your piping through there, you put a cover on it, and you put another 4 to 8 inches of concrete on top of that, and that becomes radiant heat. You're gonna see this in things like, believe it or not, Orchard Park, where they're building a new Buffalo Bills stadium. This will be under the seating, and this will be under walkways and food areas. It's also in Yankee Stadium, it's in Citi Field, it's in 2 of the pier projects that were just done in New York City. Completely same product, but I want everybody to know that there are completely different applications. This stuff doesn't end up in the waterways, this doesn't end up in landfills. It is industrial use put into infrastructure. So that's why we're here today. They are backfilling one of the buildings at Mohawk Paper. Mohawk Paper was purchased by Federgoni last year. They have decided to move all their employees up to Waterford, where they're going to build out that campus because there's extra land. This was one of the buildings that was recently housed by Crane Stationery. We helped them move up to the old plug power site in Latham through a stage grant. These folks are going to backfill. Currently, they have 47 jobs on site. They're looking to add 9 over the next 5 years. These are the doubles and singles. Very successful company. They've been in the Cohoes area for about 50 years. Family, two brothers now run it. We're going to participate with their bank. They haven't announced which bank they're going with. They shopped this around and got very, very positive reviews and very positive rates and terms. So the bank's going to do 80%. We're going to do 10% on the purchase of the building, and then the owners will put in 90%. That is consistent with our policy. But again, just a solid company looking to grow and expand in Albany County. And these are some of the products that will be made at that new site. They also, it's important to note, they are the only styrofoam recycler for 135 miles from Albany County. They have a bin right out front. If you get packaging for a piece of furniture, a television, packing peanuts from a delivery from outside the area, you can just take it and you can drop it in there, and they will recycle it. And most of their products have up to 10% recycled materials. So I think that's important to add. But again, big, big difference between, you know, that coffee cup and those clamshells that we used to buy our McDonald's burgers in. That stuff goes into the landfills, it blows around. This stuff is actually encased in infrastructure. So that's the real difference. And it's actually spec for DOT projects and spec for building construction.
I'm too young to know about the clamshell that you're talking about. But
Yeah, I'm a little older, so I
it's a little bit. Do you have any questions?
Anyone in the county can use the recycling piece, and is that do we have any other styrofoam recycling sites? in
Not
the
for
county?
not for 135 miles. And yes,
Right.
anybody can go by, it's a bin right outside their company. I have a picture of it, I meant to print off it. It's a big blue, like, almost like a garbage bin.
Mhm.
And when I went there yesterday, they had, actually, I can show you, they had a whole bunch of old coolers in there.
That's, I was thinking, okay, great. Also jobs, can you address job creation also, please?
So 47 jobs at the site now, which I count as retaining because they have been looking throughout the region for sites, and that has been confirmed by their broker. And they're looking to add up to 9 jobs over the next 5 years.
Thank you.
But anything, the company that buys this from them wants a truckload every day. They're doing 2 to 3 trucks a week now. They want a truck every day going out, and that's going to go nationwide. And if they can deliver, the company said they would go 100% with their product. So that could grow. Any of the products could grow with the new location. Right now, they're in an old mill. And if you know how the old mills are, you go up 1 stair and then you go down 3 stairs. And this will be a nice, this is a great story. We're backfilling a vacant location with a Cohoes-based company, adding more jobs. So.
Thank you, Chair.
Any other questions? Okay, no questions. I'll entertain a motion to approve the loan application, the resolution as presented in the packet. A motion by Craig, second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Abstentions? Great. Thank you, Kevin. You're up again.
Yes, what's the next one? Montreal or 219, okay. So, Alan? Alan remembers this one. 219 Warehouse Grill, we've been talking about this one for a while. They were struggling and then COVID hit and they really, that was kind of the death wish that they were trying to avoid. They had another company that was the guarantor, that was Mezzanotte up in Guilderland. They have decided to retire. That building is under contract to be sold. There's still a balance on the 219 Warehouse Grill loan of about $55,000. John Hartzell and I have been working on this now for several months with the help of Madeline. And we think that the best way for us to get paid back 100% is to take an assignment of the note and mortgage. So the transaction that of the people buying it, I believe it's been announced that there's a sign out front, the future home of Roberts Jewelers. They're going to pay a portion down, and that's going to go to the first lien holder, which is Pursuit Lending. And then they're going to hold a note. The way for us to get paid is for us to take a note, an assignment of that note and mortgage. As they get paid, they pay us. If they don't pay us, we can then send a letter to the buyer saying, please pay us, and then we remit back to our client and the balance. Is it a great story? No. Does it get us paid out in full? Does it give these folks a chance to kind of get their feet back underneath them? Yes. The good news is that the restaurant that opened up on Wolf Road in place of 219 seems to have a steady crowd as I drive by. I've been there a few times myself. They seem to get a decent crowd. They're creating jobs at the site. We're not counting them, but they're creating them. And these folks have done everything they've promised us. Everything from the very beginning. They have not missed a payment through all of this turmoil. And I would like the board to consider how it would work is, at the time of close, we would get $10,000 to pay the loan down into the $40,000 to $45,000 range, depending on when they close. And then they would continue the payments as agreed, and they would be paid off in about 21, 22 months.
Any questions? We discussed this before. If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
I move we approve.
Approve. Second. Thank you, Dan. No further questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. That is approved unanimously. And lastly, Kevin, I believe for you is
Moxie Owl. We all remember Moxie Owl because they make the liquor infused ice cream, so we're very happy about that. She's doing very well. One of the conversations we've had in the past is that she has, quote, two masters. One is Moxie Owl and one is the Yard. She has determined that the Yard isn't the future of the ice cream, and that her hard work and the commercial kitchen and now the cafe with the walk-up window, that's the future that she sees. So she is currently under contract to sell the Yard, which is downtown on Sheridan Ave, just up from Dawn's Victory Cafe and across from the Hampton Inn and Suites. I know the number. If we want to go into executive session, I'm happy to share the number because the transaction hasn't closed yet. She shared with me what her expenses will be after the close and what she has offered in exchange for giving up that collateral, which we took when we did the deal. We also have the collateral of the commercial kitchen, which we have the UCC on all that specific equipment, and we have her personal guarantee. She has asked that if we can release the Yard from the guarantee, continuing to keep her personal guarantee, she'll give us a payment of $20,000 at time of closing. And then she'll, I think she's at about 159 now. It's going to take a month or two to close. She'll pay down 20,000, and that would just shorten up her note. So what she's requesting is so that she can continue to focus on the wholesale business of the Boozy Moo. She wants to sell the Yard, pay us down $20,000, which, looking at what she has to pay down in time of closing, she's not walking away with a lot. She's in 21 different retailers. She's got wholesale accounts growing. She just met with a company that sells 7 gallons a week. So she's looking to get that on, which would be amazing for her. And then she's looking to build out the commercial kitchen a little bit. So the request from the owner is that ACBDC maintain the collateral position on the commercial kitchen, maintain her personal guarantee, release the Yard's guarantee, accept the payment of $20,000, and continue business as usual.
Okay. Are there any questions or desire to go into executive session to further discuss the financials?
Should we get the breakdown?
Is there a desire to go into executive session?
Yeah, I think we
Absolutely.
should.
Okay. So then, do we have to adjourn this? Yes, we do. We adjourn this and,
Motion to
so
go
I'll
into
entertain a
executive
motion.
session.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Marcus, and I appreciate that the reason why we're going into executive session is to discuss the financial, employment, and other proprietary information pertaining to her business.
That is correct, yes.
Can we stop the live stream, please?
Do we finish the vote? All in favor?